very rich, they will be problems. Because I suddenly buy a boss was it to be a being ever that particular, so no, so we are not balancing a bit now. Just to walk a crack, who can't know a day, what I say, maybe I saw you, so that maybe you say to crack. We are not have a balance of the country, so that at the end of the day, people will just see how your PR was. The same difference, yeah. We look at our own team, anyone.
With us, coach, you see, I'm saying, George Quay, Wakasa on the way there, Obicans in the Pamwa, and your offer so aka. Now, before say you be some come away, I also it's me ma a T4 national phone, what PR, especially in our industry, what it means to the artists. And you would define it as an extension of the artist's image and reputation. Now, what people should understand is maybe minimal as a person, or yes, Sami. But so be artist, you are no more the Sami I know. Why? Because you are being consumed. But so what I say, how? But you are born no more Tamale. You are born no more US. So you become more or less a product. And in you becoming a product, you relate to your consumers in a certain way. So what PR does, and they say, and no na a big gina, wona we are artists, and not branding between you and the consumer. So and no na a casa amount. So in our situation, that is what we are talking about. Like the image, any reputation, and no na in church. In doing this, there are so many things that you consider. And I say a bar, a tools are you be use. It be any the media that we are working through. To see a social media. So you can work through there. Your mainstream media, and also you can work through there. Your the one-on-one conversations are, and also then you have. So whether it is you, the artist, who takes that responsibility, as a PR person, and I say, a team, and a person, or handle those things now. So it becomes like your PR machinery. Kasa mafo. So this is what we are dealing with. Because one, you have become a brand, you need a machinery or a people to speak on your behalf. Now, in doing all this, the idea na PR ni bamua ema dimpa na say ehunu say ehu hia no. Any time the brand has gone into crisis, brand no ababenya problem. I.e. say somebody be a PR for a say one na wakwakoye. And I say two, and you na we now so ababe tare. Maybe you were there and assembly see, and because of your presence there, ababe for you. Okay, and I say in so and you try there at also. These areas, and you might whom say, oh, the PR machinery, it's working, because then the brand must be rescued. Because brand a position in the negative sense in the public mind, and that's not what you want. Unless, of course, a brand, a rogue brand, your brand go offend rogue brand. Rogue brand in Domono, they thrive on negativity. But you can see that there are some people they themselves they create. So now George Quay they have a strategy to create negative events. And I say if the event didn't happen, when I say negative, that is where you see that brand thriving. No, you must have been blaming yourself. Yes,
Nina can strategy because he's playing. Say the media plays the artist to the advantage because the media can blow it. Now numbers, Now artists be also what strategy? Oh, you're good. Can anticipate say okay, I can use the media. Okay,
turn it against themselves. Now it's to my advantage. So sometimes you see some of the artists, I mean, giving it out to radio personalities, TV personalities, even the media houses themselves. Then you know your strategy. They'll tell you, oh, we sat down, we planned this. They also plan against themselves. That's what we call beefs. Sometimes two artists can say, your publicity in your perform. I'm on phone kind of wasem. Moyen can be. Mami do what them. Mami you see. And because negative news sells, you know, at them did say we artists we yachino wako cocaine. Why you say yachino airport? You know that kind of thing. And I say even in some extreme sense, you know, because all these things that you hear, no, they are all part of the strategy to bring the brand, you know, to attention. Because you see, we are in an industry, attention-seeking industry. The moment you are not getting attention, it means your brand is what? Is dying out. Okay, so people sit down, or the brands sit down and say, and then they can organize something, and then you know it simmers down. So all these things are parts of the strategies are brands they put together through their PR. They stay afloat. Okay, now mechanics are main case brands need an etisa. But road brands they are meeting inka. But the cam brands they are meeting inka. You see somebody like Kojo. You know, you hardly hear negative news about him. Yeah. Why? Because onim me friend saying the market segment now Ukraine
target market.
Yeah. So negative news will sell
to the brand,
but also what you say.
Yeah.
Okay,
M1.
Also what I say, because the category now, the market category now, those are not the things they want. You know, Lamborghini has a very beautiful line. Almost Lamborghini, they will never advertise on TV. So they were asked why. No, I'm saying, oh, the people who drive Lamborghinis, they don't have time watching TV.
Okay.
But that's what I say. Yeah. So you must identify first and foremost, identify, say, you the musician, you are a brand. And then two, which of the market segments and will satisfy, so that you know the means to getting to them, getting your information to them. There are some other musicians that even through Omo and Nyumuno, you can identify, say, this is the brand that or kita any marketer or any or person or satisfy. You look at Obiti say Lumba. So ne fan base ni nana ema omodombodos. Okay, so he targets to sing to them, not only through the PR machinery, but also through the products, because the product itself communicates. Okay, so when you sit down and you listen to the musicians now, all these things now they will pan out. Like you will see how they communicate to their followers or their fan bases. Now, I want also to talk about some of the negative. Your friend is saying negative news. Negative news too. Sometimes, and it can also kill a brand. But maybe next time, say, I will bring some of the negatives on how are actually affecting some brands. Maybe they are now trying to resuscitate it and all that. Into the member million also I didn't come on. Like solid.
Brand. So councillor the country buy councillor na me be chat to. Yeah, bobo. Solid. When the brands be there here, brand positioning, any PR working. At what point in time, and you who so far so far, artists, and I say the brand, more improvements, and I say even if it's negative news and good news around them. At what point in time, any who almost over so far?
PR, they are things say any point in time. Every point.
Every
point in time.
The reason why I said that is say I do when me 30 artists no pa. Yeah, the papa monk. Yeah, the papa monk. So why?
Me because like me a PR person.
Okay, yeah.
One of my majors, me one person I did communication studies in school. But God being so good, but practicing from journalism to marketing to PR to advertising. My but the companies are here Juma concerning that. Yeah. So because PR the moment you become a brand, the moment say Coach Etina Wawa and Fredima Studios. What's that? The moment you become a brand, PR and BBR because I had to say all lawyer. What you say? PR and as a lawyer, and I say having a lawyer as a brand, because you don't know when. It's all the bigger brands are winning now. PR, road manager, manager. Executive producers. What you say? And yes, our PA for a soccer account. But what share a setting anymore? As a law, and I say be a psychologist or Sanya Mania, a part of a team. But what share ye part of the world in it? Yeah, I can say most of your big artists in the PR, they don't have it. They don't. See no more positive news in selling. Yes, now they don't have it. Because if you have a PR person,
they don't have at all, and I said they don't know how to.
They don't have it. What who says the PR at order? The PR at order. What who say apart from say now manager or run boy, yes, Sammy Barflex, PR. Are they?
Boy, they are not.
Debbie, no. No. Most of managers say it's not gonna hang your boys. Forget it. And almost okay. One more artist in an controlling woman because no one executive producers. Omunitro. TS1 coffee paper with that. 30 go mammy we power no one. I've got yes, man, the main casa. Let me the jai sabi. Omu ain't he? So Omu how come say you bet in your manager brand? Because me make some news about the manager. I'm saying it on facts.
PR.
Me who ni PR da. Me who Samini PR da. Me who Stonebwoy PR da. Me who I'm talking about the big S now.
Point of correction here.
Yeah.
Samini no many other people. They take certain PR positions. Firms when they have a product to sell.
Okay. All right.
The way they can contact
but
for that period.
You see, but what it is it's not a period thing. Yeah. A PR, it's not a period thing.
It should be part of the brand.
When I was Paradise Entertainment, Paradise Entertainment was a record label. It had everything, including a PR. You know, I was a PR for the Paradise Entertainment. It had it. It had lawyers. It had psychologists. You can ask the artist and they work under Dubanson. It's a must. Except baby are belonging to PR, it's success musical. There should be a PR, there should be a psychologist, there should be a lawyer. Now say I saw the lawyer and we is out here. Auntie Cynthia, what I met her, she's a wonderful woman. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, so the moment that you become a brand, Sanya should be part of it. But the unfortunate thing, they say, your boys and some of our artists here are so damn greedy. Say queer money no, they be my PR. And then go no be and I said, manager now what fan our road manager will also the same will be a PR. That's the same thing that Sammy Barflex is doubling now. He's the manager, he's the road manager, he's a P. What PR? And let me say, that's not how it's supposed to be.
If one person can play,
that's not how it's supposed to be. What's an person? Because so we share Sammy Bar Flex. I'm using him as an example because what I said near the end one. Or double and money a lot of lapses. Because you need a person that is qualified to be able to do that.
Is he not?
No, he's not. He's a journalist. Is he not a journalist? Is he not? And yet,
I know that.
Was he not the owner of Sammy Flex? Yes. Is he not a journalist? One crowd position as a manager. How did he take it? Has he done anything?
No, he was managing a newspaper.
Uncle, managing a newspaper is different from managing a brand. That's why we see what we see. It's different. It's two completely different entities. A brand is different. I don't think, say, we like I said, a person that is managing Fenty by Rihanna is the same person managing Rihanna as a brand. No. These are two completely different people because a brand Rihanna, the objective, the vision, what he wants to do, and what she wants is different from Fenty as a company. But on the face of it, because she's a brand, see the brand, you're elevating her to the point, say she's able to double as a face of Fenty. So very important to do that. I'm not ridiculing anybody, but we are speaking facts. Say, SOP I want to was setting. But so say any 200,000 per show. Now, if you cannot have a PR, then there's a problem. What's I say? Me brother for and name me papa akas hawa. It's a crisis bar which we manage. But a PR, another way of seeing a PR is also not talking. It's a form of PR.
Like
yes, no. Not talking is a form of PR. Because a PR, what the team natural catcher say, you know what? Me, NJBR, I was watching a movie. Now, Papa be and the sex tape moving him. No, for the buy the blackmailing. Say, you know what? We'll put you on X and this, that. I'll say, go and put it now. 2 weeks time, another person's own will come. Mine will go. So the perception is that that car 2 weeks next. It's also a form of PR. Not to talk. Silence treatment. Because when you say, or man obey your within a week, it's another thing about. And it has to work for most people. A bit to say, ABR, what do I want to say? Michael Jackson was a king of PR. But to look at that glass, yes, oxygen, PR. So share the documentary, that's all share everything. Almost any life was built solely on PR. Solely on PR. It's there, but not also to talk. That's why I want to add that part to say, not talking. Also, say making things like, especially there. If you hire a defaming power, but we'll be crying. I can't say, you know what, these two shall pass. But what I say, that's all. That's my take on it.
Reverend Dr. Haslam.
I mean, that's it. Mincha Asha 484. There are 3 different words that keeps rhyming within conversations. Penny, Uncle Fred, Eddie in Common, Sally in Common, and Kwame in Common. There are 3 different people here, and all of them, their jobs are very important. Unfortunately for us, you can everybody who goes to School of Journalism studies PR. Okay. Public relation is part of it. Anybody who goes to Bible school studies PR is part of it. So any pastor, for sake of evangelism, when you study evangelism, you study PR. Because to introduce Christ to any other person, you have to convince.
Yeah.
So we are marketers. Because we need to convince you to believe that there's more power here than where you are. So evangelism is part of those of us who have gone through the Bible school. The same way as church builders as apostles, we also have to learn how to market brands that we have like pastors. So if you hear somebody is an associate pastor, he's not a small pastor. I am the welfare pastor for a big church.
So the whole church, including the senior pastor, is under my jurisdiction.
Okay.
Now, but the church has a PRO. Now, so when you watch it carefully, errand boys
Mhm.
like
Sally.
Sally Kaya said is too strong. The duties of an errand boy is the PR's work.
PR's work.
Yes.
Errand
So an
boy-
errand boy, he
Mhm.
goes errand, he runs errand for you. So an errand boy could be called a vagabond, could be called boy, but he runs errand for you. Now, an errand boy is different from an aid to an individual. So the mistake we're having is that if you look for an artist manager, he's different from a public relation officer.
Mm.
Watch it here. The artist manager is close to the artist.
Mhm.
The PRO is close to the brand. They're two different things. So if you have anybody who has a structure like Sami Ba or like Sami Rasta, is an artist. He should be managed through a structure B.
Okay. A certain structure.
So there should be a structure.
Okay.
So before you get him to talk, because if you want the artist manager, what the artist manager does is he goes to sit in negotiations.
Mhm.
He sits in getting gigs for you. Mind you, the A&R person is not an artist manager.
Mm.
So an A&R person doesn't do the work of an artist manager.
Hmm.
So artist managers don't look for job for the artists. The A&R person looks for the jobs and the plots and
Then-
brings it to the artist manager. And then the artist manager deals with the artist. And the outcome from the artist manager goes to the public relation officer who deals with the press. And within the PRO, he has a liaison officer. So under the PR, there are liaison officers.
Councillor.
You dey move here.
Any artist ɛwɔ Ghana nti nneɛma a ɔbobɔ so nyinaa wɔn mu wɔ bi.
So if you see an artist speaking to the public direct, they are all failures.
Mm.
Any artist that
Mm.
speaks to the public direct are failures when it comes to the management of the artistry.
Mm.
Let me get on in an interview.
Even in an interview, an artist that addresses the people direct, and I'm using the word direct and I'll explain.
Okay.
So every time you find a TV presenter and you are clapping for him, Charlie Sami Adio. You know, we Sami Grass, Sami Rasta, we need to me who say, Charlie, when you mistake, there's a talk back in the ear.
Mm. Omuni.
He's not an excellent person. There's a talk back in the ear.
There's a certain producer that.
So the director, there's a director, there is a producer, there is a floor manager, there is a sound engineer. So the person sitting and you watching on TV is a package of a group of people behind. You walk into a restaurant and then the food is nice. I sell makwe ginger chips. I don't fry them. I don't do the grating anymore. Then I do. Now I don't do anymore. So I only come to sell. So if it's nice, you give me the credit. But those who are in the kitchen who are preparing, they are far from you. So you go to a restaurant, the food is nice. Who do you give the tips to? The waitress. But who cooked the meal?
The chef.
So the server and the cooker are not the same. So I tell the man who finished eating your wife's food and say, thank you, Jesus, that you're a stupid man. Because when you finish eating the food, Jesus has never gone to the market. So when you eat it, Jesus went there and say, oh, you are now a Belgian, we are Jimmy for all. Who should you thank?
Your wife.
Your wife. And after saying thank you to your wife, you thank God for not choking while you're eating a meal. So we have no coffee boys. And immediately an artist manager cannot control his artist, then he's not a manager. Because when you tell me you are the So what's a man mix I didn't have see I it's not Sally say if you yen in Abumu, Uyen in Abu Mabedio here. I mean, my president answer this question. There was a coach that came to this country who says he can't understand anything. Uyen idiot, but he can't understand any language. So he brought somebody to interpret. So we're paying an interpreter to communicate with the coach. But when the coach is on the field coaching the boys, you don't see the interpreter dealing with the boys. So Bugo Banku goes to fight in America and they went to interview him. Then they forced him not to speak Ga, but they forced him to speak English. Then he comes back as a good fighter with a broken English language. Business just left. So we go to school, we study, and our spaces are not occupied because we believe that everybody can occupy our space. Gone are the days when we're growing. If you go to government secretariat, you know government secretariat, many years ago, those of you who remember, those times I yes, short time was school, yes, type ASDF column LKJ, yes, typing serious. Because one of the things that we wanted to do was short time writing and then typing. All of a sudden, it faded out because everybody can use A or B or a typing letter. Now, edit your manual. So they faded the typists out of the system. But thank God, says the CRBC and the Commission of Oaths, we are still using the font. There are some, there are certain font size. There are certain font size that the courts of competent jurisdiction will only receive to give you gazettation, not a printed one. What I say? You lose the game.
Mamimba, the question said you see describable managers name.
Yeah,
it means make us so as a Ghana any artist manager.
For now, when we're having the bands, and you see those times now, embassy double do for those times no. Now your bands there were teams, and now your employer, you are within your jurisdiction. You know who you report to. Now I'm the country manager for 3G Awards and the second vice president for West Africa. So if you leave me, Uncle Fred has been nominated. After the board met, everything went on. I am on the board because I'm the vice president. I am not on the board because I'm a country director. So if there was a second vice president there, the second vice president will come and communicate with me as the country director. Now watch it here. All the machinery, the bloggers, the PRs, the marketers who are here, none of them can communicate to the CEO in America. I'm one in Nama. Anytime you send him a message, the first thing he asks you that, have you spoken to your country manager? Then you have to come back to me. And when you come to me and say, okay, you have to talk to the marketing woman. So talk to the marketing woman. You don't take somebody. So when the structure is followed, everybody's talent is enhanced. But that is why the artists are doing things. If an artist goes to school and he goes to get a first degree, who should address the public? Is the artist?
No.
Or the PR?
There's no PR.
What the game now say? Me artists, all of a sudden, what you first degree or graduate event in ASI? Should he address the press? Or it is the PR that must address the press? Anytime the president finishes addressing the public and he leaves, the program doesn't end. It leaves the rest for other people. And I love something about Mahama. I think His Excellency Ronaldo has done it once. Say, Ubisa Asem no answer. No, I pick it. Coach is in charge of way. But you are.
Yeah.
Even though I did. So our problem is that the artist managers are doing errand boy business. They are doing counseling business. They are doing PR business. And so they don't have respect from the artists. The artist will not pay me with the gig he gets. No. As a manager, you are not paying by the gig the artist gets. I have a contract with you for 4 years. Whether you go and play a gig or you don't play a gig, the first thing is that You are paying me 12,000 every month. So I yes, Konya game be kobo na me. But here is the game. Unya game be boa. Now I pay me. Then you are not an artist manager. You are no coffee boy.
Jesus Christ.
So we are looking for PR, and a negative news is selling. Anyway, like you look at Kwesiata, and then you look at a few other, you look at Amaro, and you look at Delay. You see all those people. Now, when Xylophone Media came up and were building the team, they had a structure. I wrote an application to Xylophone Media as a counselor that I wanted to give. They should give me the opportunity to build a counseling team. So I was going to be the head of counselors. So all the artists they are having, I was going to raise for them. You know, when I took the letter, there are no coffee boys that I know as my guys. There's Sammy Bars, the what's the name? The Bulldogs, those boys. The letter went to them. It never went to the man. Because if it could have gotten to the man himself needed somebody to manage him. I was going to become the talk back for the place. Look, every radio station, every company needs a counselor. A human resource manager cannot be compared to a counselor. But the human resource manager should be able to refer you to room 7, where the counselor is in the company. The psychologist is in the company, because Sammy Rasta has come to work. He's supposed to sit on the show from 4 to 7. That is his duty. But on his way to the place, a policeman just stopped him and told him, so as he's sitting, he had the driver's license upon a soko. So he's doing the show, but not with a team. How do you manage an artist? But look at what they do to the artist. You miss a concussion man no. And your mama interviewer near the vodka, afra wheat tea. No a bo. And your tion now or can't pass yourself on unscripted voice. What does it? Nancy, create a scenario for you to become popular. See me, some time ago, no, Ghana for a few. You didn't watch that. But the internet didn't watch it. Facebook, I remind you a year ago before.
TikTok cry.
A year before.
On these days, a year back.
It's a necessary. I catch it and say, we are bear man. Shall one for a bear man to come with no regrets. Did you carry your male organ on your shoulder?
No.
Did you have a sexual relationship with the Fiodor? Is that what you are trying to tell us? And advising those who you call friends? Have you forgotten that you said there was no relationship? Who are you pleasing? Your current wife? Do you have a future with him? With her, sorry? Are we correct in this country? Young boys are over. Munja Jimieno. If you have a brother, at your background, nobody can fight you. It's your gift. Mind you, somebody can fire you because you can't speak good English, because you went to school one passing. But nobody can fire you because of the gift you have. Because God, even God cannot collect your gift from you. Nyankopon, on your gift to that, so for your Nyankopon give you something because he has too much. Like I said, French, I said the skills on the keyboard, no, only you should go. So don't underrate what you have. If you see a fish going to learn swimming lessons, then God has been defeated. But God imbibed in every fish to know how to swim. Ladies and gentlemen, the work of a PR, the work of an AR person, the work of an errand boy, the work of an artist manager has not truly been understood. So we think that everybody must speak for the artist. We think that once the artist is there, how dare you hear now our fair artist manager? Me pacho artist no, yes, see, obi di na koda e studio, and then I have a canfa home or say me there. Me manage ne talent, ne relationship. You see what is now what the egusi here or in the they are going through divorce or see egusi for radio for me person what I say and the divorce as same media. But if your artist is hit with a wrong side of divorce, what do you think will happen to what you are managing? The artist manager cannot tell us because you have to communicate to the PR person and they build a machinery to tell us what the divorce is doing to the female artist. Otherwise, over stage, on to me perform it. And I don't know. I am for graduate come ginger chips. Me koi. Samia pam me ko. Then Latin so my call last week pen or one bottle. And I'll just say, they say, yeah, Obefia, on to me, because last week, poor way, and you phone for one in the latter is pregnant, but the ginger macro chips no has reduced the pregnancy on 0277 609 64. Nipa ba kupe no we be that. Uncle Julius on we be that. Or share button from far. And don't very be number 10 0277 609 604. Macro ginger chips, and the errand boy should go and learn more on how to create a team. Remember, this kind.
Thank you, Kansler.